Okay, NFL Commissioner Rodger Goodell has stated this in a statement that the NFL will fine players who kneel during the anthem. It will also fine any support staff of the teams involved in the game who also kneel, and may also fine clubs if, need be. It will escalate. For this motion to pass, 2/3 of the owners have to vote for it. Doesn't surprise me. What Colin Kaepernick was protesting about has been lost, I think, in this whole debate. I think now it's more of a battle of wills between the league and the players, considering there is a collective bargaining agreement coming up in a couple of years' time. This will be a talking point. This also sets a precedent for other sports and other leagues in dealing with players who may be protesting about a particular item or thing. I also think there's politics in sports, bad toxic mix. My view on that. It'll be interesting to see if the NFL does actually fine players who continue to take a knee. And also, it'll be interesting to see how many players continue to also take a knee. That's something that I'll be looking at in September. I'll be looking at during the London International Series games. But let's not forget, Colin Kaepernick was protesting about young, unarmed, predominantly black men being shot by predominantly white police officers. There is an issue between communities in the US between a trust in the police or not, and there's also an issue with gun violence. It's not my place to talk about American social issues. I can talk about European social issues, and we have enough of our own. It's not my place to go, this side's right, this side's wrong. I understand why there's a right to protest. I also understand, not particularly necessarily agree with the NFL's position, but I've seen it in European sport where players who complain about racism or homophobic abuse from fans have threatened to walk off a pitch and have also been fined and suspended. So, but this is now set in stone with a league and a sport going. This is set in stone in our rule book. This is setting a precedent for other professional sports leagues and other professional sports around the world to possibly follow suit. So we'll have to see what happens, but there is a collective bargaining agreement in 2021. This will be a hot topic between the players and the league. We've seen the NHL lock players out when they couldn't come to an agreement over revenue sharing. The players do not agree with this in 2021, which I probably think they won't. I think this is more of a battle of wills between the players and the league, and it's a battle between billionaires and millionaires and control. And we've seen this in baseball, we've seen this in the NHL and ice hockey. We're about to see a battle of wills between the NFL and the players as well. I'm going to leave that there. I've tried to stay on the fence on this without, really, going up for either side, because I'm not an American, I'm just a sports fan. I find it interesting that a league is now willing to say players who are protesting about a social issue, they can. It's not saying they can't protest about the social issue outside the game, but there's a specific point in that game where they're not allowed to protest. It's an interesting one. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens months down the line, years down the line, and watch this space. And I thank you very much for watching. I'll be interested to hear from NFL fans, both American and over here in Europe. That'll be a very interesting point on what people actually think about what the NFL has done and or what the players are doing. Because this is basically a battle of wills between the players and the league now. I think the protest, what it was about, has got slightly lost in this. But this is not the NFL saying that players can't protest on their own time or away from the game. It is saying they can't protest during the game. Is that right or wrong? I know FIFA says no political emblems on international soccer jerseys, and they've enforced that rule. So we shall see. Politics and sport are not a good mix. That's what I'm going to say. Sport and politics are a toxic mix, and this is sort of a toxic mix because politicians have got involved in this as well on both sides. I'm going to leave that there. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Place your comments below. Very interested to hear people's feedback or what people actually think. I know this is going to be a controversial topic, but I want to hear what people actually think. Who's in favour of the NFL and who's in favour of the players, or who's sort of like me, sitting on the fence going, this is an interesting thing about a league that is clearly having some kind of crisis. I'm on the fence on this. I agree with the right to protest. I also think there are other ways to protest that are probably less controversial, but also get the message across without causing offence to too many people. Because I think what Colin Kaepernick was doing, a one-off, yeah, fine. He was a bit of a maverick of a player. What he did as a one-off, I get that. But what's happened now is it's now a battle between the players in the league and who's actually in the position of authority. That's what it's coming down to now. It's going to come down to collective bargaining agreement, and there could be player strikes and all sorts of crap in the future. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.